So everybody wants to know about Social Security cuts. Is it true? Are we going to see Social Security get cut because I can't afford it? These are the questions that I get all the time. Can you please give us an idea of when these cuts are going to occur? Honestly, I can't because we don't know. Some people also tell me, please, 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 let me know how much I will be getting. Again, I don't know. One person even asked, is this true? Are lawmakers really attempting to cut Social Security? And the answer again is no. But this is very concerning, and of course we're worried because we're seeing things like this. These things, Social Security cuts, could be coming soon. Here's who will be affected. And this, Social Security experts say there's no cause for alarm. Predicted cuts to benefits are right on schedule. And Social Security benefits could be cut by 20% starting in 2034, officials say. And also, insolvency is on the horizon for Social Security, Medicare funds, experts say. These changes may help. What you need to keep in mind is that right now, everybody is worried about Social Security. But should you be worried? The answer is no. You shouldn't be worried about Social Security because this was something that we have predicted was coming. This wasn't something just out of the blue and all of a sudden we are going to see these cuts. Now, should you be concerned? Yes. But it's not about Social Security. What you need to be concerned with is the U.S. economy. According to multiple experts, they are now saying that if the economy is strong, then lawmakers have a bigger, better desire to actually address Social Security. But as of right now, the facts that the economy is struggling. The housing market is going to crash. The stock market could see a major dip. We currently have a banking crisis, which we're trying to figure out. The Federal Reserve's trying to address and lower inflation. And all of this is happening. And again, lawmakers are still talking about the debt ceiling. But again, all this stuff is happening while Social Security just sits there with the date of insolvency sometime in 2034. Or actually 2033. So the hard part about all this is, what do we do? What do we do? Well, that's the question that I got. Is how do I navigate through this potential storm? Well, here's the tough thing. For Social Security, and Social Security was never supposed to be I pay 100% of your income. Okay, that was never what Social Security was. Social Security was supposed to be a supplement to retirement. And so this is where some lawmakers say we need to get back to the original form of Social Security, where it was a supplement, a supplemental income. So you put money away for retirement, or you put money away in savings, or you have a home and then you sell it and you use some of that money to live off of, in retirement. Well, for many people, planning for retirement was just too difficult. Now, and even people that I know personally don't have a single penny in a retirement account. It doesn't matter if it's a Roth IRA, a 401k, it doesn't matter what it is. They are putting all their money back into, homes, into businesses and other things like that. But that is what, according to experts, they say this is part of the problem. The current generations, the younger generations, they're not big into retirement. They could care less about retirement. They will deal with that in the future. Which also brings up the question, should we see cuts? Should we see the younger generations get Social Security pushed back and the full retirement age pushed back to age 70? Some say yes. But what are your thoughts? Now, I do want to bring up a couple things. First, I want to talk a little bit about what is on the table right now. Plus, I want to explain how there's actually people that are out there getting fake letters. Now, this is something that we learned about back in January or February, but it's actually starting to come back because, again, news outlets are showing stories like this. Okay, Social Security, Social Security, Social Security, and Social Security. And as more and more news outlets start showing these different articles and talking to lawmakers and conducting interviews, the problem is the American people are now starting to really worry. But what is on the table? Well, what is on the table right now is that, yes, there are a couple proposals. There's actually a bipartisan proposal that they are currently working on. But here's the thing. This would privatize Social Security, which some say that is not even an option. They won't even consider that. Others say that the other part of this proposal that they don't agree with is raising the full retirement age from age 67 up to age 70. But like I just addressed, if the younger generations, who again are paying into Social Security, if they just decide, you know what, I don't want to use Social Security as a supplemental income, that's going to be probably the majority of my income, 99% of it. Well, they're not going to be putting money away for retirement, which brings up the other question and another proposal is, let's fix retirement. Let's fix that. Let's give tax credits to people that actually go and put money away for retirement, because if they do that, then Social Security doesn't have to pay as much for that person. So let's benefit them now, give them tax credits, give them additional income that they can go and put into a retirement account. Let's do that instead. Now, I think that is a good idea, but what happens to the people now? Think about it. What happens if you are 5 years away from retirement? Do you think a tax credit to put more money aside for retirement is going to be the best thing for you? No, because your money isn't going to grow exponentially in just 5 years. It's just not going to do it. So that brings up the other question is, well, how do we figure out a path forward? And that's what lawmakers are trying to figure out. Currently, lawmakers are on recess. They'll be back from their recess on April 17th. So at that point, maybe we have a better indication as to where we go moving forward. But as of right now, lawmakers are just throwing out different ideas, hoping something will stick with the other party, and then they'll move forward with that. But again, like I've said, right now it's just being patient. That's all they really want to do. Be patient. And the reason for this is because very soon, on April 18th, that is when everybody is supposed to file their tax returns, or as long as you're not in a state that was impacted by weather. But everybody's supposed to file their tax returns by April 18th. At that point, the U.S. Treasury should know how much money the U.S. government actually has. Once they know that, then, according to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, we will have a pretty good indication as to when the X date is. And when I talk about the X date, I am talking about the debt ceiling. When would be the final day the U.S. would have money to pay its debts? That is a very, very big deal. So, according to many lawmakers, they are not going to negotiate Social Security. They will not negotiate the federal budget. They will not negotiate the debt ceiling. What they want to do is they want to cut spending. We need to either increase revenue or cut spending. Here's the problem. According to experts, we have to do both of those. Democrats say no to cutting spending, and Republicans say no to increasing revenue through increased taxes. So, how do we get to the next step? Well, here's the other problem. Republicans hold the majority in the House. Democrats hold the majority in the Senate. And obviously, we have a Democratic president and President Joe Biden. But how do we move forward? Well, according to some, they say the only step forward may be that we have to wait until the next election, until 2024. Here's what I can tell you. And this is why I bring this up. Should you be worried about Social Security cuts? No. We shouldn't be worried simply because these cuts wouldn't happen until 2034. So we still have 11 years. I wouldn't be worried today about something that might happen in 11 years. Because again, could we see changes to Social Security in that time frame? Yes. And the reason why we could see this is because of how many different elections are we going to have between now and then. Well, we're going to have another election in 2024. We will have another a midterm election in 2026. We will have another presidential election in 2028, another midterm election in 2030, and another presidential election in 2032. So we will have 5 different elections. 5 different elections before Social Security could become insolvent. So that's what experts are saying, and that's what some people are counting on, is if we just make minor tweaks to Social Security today, then if one party were to get the majority and have full control over Congress, that's the House, the Senate, and the presidency, if they have all 3 of those, then maybe that party could reform Social Security. So again, if something doesn't happen this year in 2023, expect within the next 10 years, something will happen. So again, should you be worried about Social Security? No. But should you be concerned about the economy and what it's doing to Social Security? That, experts say, is a yes. So, I do want to show you one last thing. Now, you may have seen some of these, okay? Let me just show you the thing right here. But you may have seen some of these, but it says Social Security Administration releases warning about fake letter. Now, this was actually done, today. Let me pause this really quick. But there is a fake letter out there. You can kind of see it right here. If I go back a little bit, you may be able to see it. There's the letter right there, okay? Now, in this letter, again, it's a fake letter. You can see the date up here, January 2023. It's January 6th, 2023. So according to the Social Security Administration, what they're saying is that this is using, for one, it's a fake letter because it's using the Social Security Administration says it is fake. They haven't sent it out. But they are using the European date. Okay, they use the day, the month, then the year. Unlike here in the US, where we use the month, the day, and then the year. All right? So that's one way it's fake. But here's something I just want to say. This is being sent to people, and again, they're trying to take your money. But the message on it says, due to fraudulent activities, your Social Security number will be suspended in the next 24 hours. So they want you to reach out to them in order to fix this. The letter goes out saying that in the state of Texas, your Social Security number is involved in a $14 million fraud. Now, here's what you need to understand. Okay, this letter, it doesn't go to somebody by a specific name. It just goes out to just pretty much random people. And also, so that's one thing that Social Security Administration is saying. The third thing that they say, and part of the reason why you should never be worried, is that your Social Security number cannot be suspended. Okay? Now, why do I bring this up? I bring this up because people, and I didn't know about, I knew a little bit about this in the very beginning. In January, February, we heard about this, and I talked about it here on the channel. But I actually got a message from somebody just earlier this week saying that they did receive the letter. And so I just wanted to touch on that because these letters are still going out. People are still trying to steal your money. It is a scam. Don't fall for it. But why would somebody fall for this? Well, simple. If your Social Security number is suspended, right? Suspended. That's what it says. Which, again, the Social Security Administration says your Social Security number cannot be suspended. You can see it right here. So these are the warning signs of a fake Social Security letter. First one, date and letter. Date of the letter is in European date format. The message is not addressed to anybody by name. And the third one, the biggest lie of all, is your Social Security number cannot be suspended. So the biggest reason why people are freaking out about this is because if, let's say, your Social Security number is suspended, guess what? You may not get your Social Security benefits. Okay? That's the reason why. Because I actually had somebody, a friend, reach out because I think their mother received one of these letters. They were extremely worried because she is dependent on her Social Security check. Without her Social Security check, she would not be able to do much. She couldn't pay for anything. And so that is very concerning. But I just wanted to fill you in on what's going on right now, and hopefully nobody has fallen for the scam. If you know anybody that has gotten a letter, or make sure you just share this video with them, and so that they understand that yes, there are scams out there. People are trying to take their money. Just don't fall for it. Okay? So that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.